What up everybody, it's Martin Sosa coming at you with another Hump Day Q&A edition of Peak Your Mind. Today we're talking about how do you get out of a mood, like when you're stuck in a bad mood, how do you break yourself out of it? A little bit ago I got a comment from one of our friends, Mike, and he said, especially when he's at work, he gets stuck in these terrible moods and there's nothing anyone can do or say to make him laugh or to break him out of it. And when I was reading that, I totally related but for me it was more in relationships, like when I'd be dating somebody and they'd say something that hurt me or that was annoying or that frustrated me or pissed me off, I would get stuck in that mood and there was nothing they could say or do to break me out of it, or I didn't even know how to break out of it. I just get stuck there until eventually I got over it. So I wanted to offer this to you and share this with you on how do you snap yourself out of those moods when you get stuck in them. And the first thing to do is to really become aware of this process. Mike, it sounds like you already are aware of it. I think I wasn't until afterward. It's hard to see it when you're in it because you're feeling the emotions, and emotions are quicker than thought. But if you can be aware that you go into these moods and then instead of just realizing after, like, yeah, I was being immature, you know, going into it realizing, okay, yeah, this is just a mood, and realizing you're more aware of it, then you have more control as far as breaking yourself out of it. So that's number one. The second thing you want to do is you want to snap yourself out of it by being really ridiculous or silly or goofy, right? So here's an example of that. You might become aware that you're in a mood. Someone might say something to completely throw you off and all of a sudden you're in a bad mood. You're like, how do I break out of it? You just got to be really ridiculous and do something like, well, how do you do? You know, this here ain't the end of the world, you know? or you can lift up your arm and be like, man, my pits don't stink today. I don't know why it gets southern or country, but something that just makes you laugh that's so like weird and ridiculous, you can kind of customize it yourself and do your own thing, but something just so out there that you can't not laugh. And I know another way to do that is to just laugh in a lot of different ways, and eventually you'll start laughing too, like you know, just like do stuff that's gonna help you slap yourself out of it by making yourself laugh or being so ridiculous that you can't stay stuck in that mood. And the third thing you want to do is pinpoint what are the things that pull you back into those moods. What are the things that trigger you to go into those moods? Is it people being inconsiderate or treating you in a certain way? Is it just your perception of how people act towards you? Is it because you go to those emotions to help you feel maybe valued or important or loved? You know, what are those things? For what I've realized, and it's honestly, I gotta hand this over to you and for you to kind of identify or pinpoint it for yourself, but what I've realized is it's usually just our perception of how someone's acting and taking that personally, or us going to certain emotions. Like when we get upset, the reason most people go there, I mean, it's triggered by something, but the deeper stuff within us is because it allows us to feel important. It allows us to feel valued. It allows us to feel loved in a way, or have the attention that makes us feel loved. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that might be a little like abstract or hard to understand, but all that really is when we are upset, it's for three reasons. It's either because we're not feeling loved, we don't feel safe or comfortable, or we don't feel valued and important. And so just tracing it back to that, is it just your perception that's making you feel that way? Or is it that you're going to those emotions to get that? And how can you, if that's the case, how can you create better ways to feel those emotions, to feel loved, to feel comfortable, to feel safe, to feel valued and important? But anyway, that I just wanted to share with you. How do you snap yourself out of the moods? That's what I do. It's kind of fun to do if you know, don't take it too seriously. But hope that helps you out. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You want me to answer some more questions for Hump Day Q&A? Comment below and I'll be happy to do that for you. Peace. Today we're talking about how do you get over a breakup, and it's a question I've been getting from a few different people, and this is just tough to talk about because how can you just be more authentic and live from that just like true self place?